Good afternoon all. You join me at the old ballast pit. It's November the 25th. Just decided to come down here. Yeah, on the yet forever hunt for one of the good ones. Yeah, cracking afternoon. And got the bivvy and that up now already. Yeah, bivvy's up. And we're just getting sorted out. Just going to get the rods sorted out. Hopefully put them out just before dark. Seen a couple of shows out in front, so yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good. I think it's going to be cooling down tonight though. I think it's going to be a cold one because yeah, it's very, very clear skies. Bright sunshine at the moment, but very, very clear. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed we can get amongst them during this trip. Yeah, one of them good ones would be nice. Fingers crossed.
Every time.
There we go, guys. Look at that. Bit of bubbling out there. Not a million miles off. Well, as you can see, the middle rod ain't even cast out yet, and that's probably going to be the rough area. It's certainly out there at the moment, so fingers crossed. Just about to get another solid bag out. I couldn't really decide, to be fair, what I was going to do, but I've decided all three of them solid bags. Yeah, little parcels of goodness, casting amongst the old dying lily pads. Hopefully will do us a bite. Fingers crossed. Well guys, that time of the evening. Yeah, it's approaching dark now. All three rods are all out. Yeah, and there's fish showing out there. So fingers crossed for the evening and tonight. Fish through till about lunchtime tomorrow, early afternoon if I want to. At the moment it certainly looks like it'll be worth it. With the amount of showing I've seen out there, must have seen half a dozen, maybe 8 fish show now. Out in front, sort of half 3/4 of the way across. Decided solid bag tactics in amongst the old dying off lily pads, in amongst the cabbages and the roots on the bottom. Yeah, and see how it goes. Certainly looking good at the moment. Certainly looking good for a bite, that's for sure. Yeah, the old usual chaos in the bivvy there. Nothing sorted out yet. Bags still outside, bait everywhere, buckets and all sorts. Yeah, we should get sorted out soon. Have a couple of coffee, tea and await developments. Like I say, it's, yeah, confidence is high at the moment in getting a bite. Yeah, all, as I say, all on solid bags. Slight variations. One's on a maxi nut wafter, tipped with a bit of white pop-up, and 2 are on ASM wafters, tipped with pink ASM pop-ups. Just sections of pop-ups, just to make them critically balanced. Yeah, 2.5 to 3 inch hook lengths. Yeah, fish drop-off style. In the event of one picks it up, shakes its head, the lead's going to come off. Yeah, didn't want it, don't particularly, just had a liner then. Yeah, just had a liner then on the left hand rod. Yeah. Yeah, so fingers crossed for the evening. Yeah, and I will update you if anything happens. Well guys, it's pretty lively out there tonight, I must say. It's literally been dark probably half an hour. 40 minutes, pitch black darkness. God, the shows though, must have been 20 shows in that time. Yeah, crazy. Typical autumn/winter, where they become very nocturnal. They do a lot more showing in the dark hours. Yeah, there was several shows, you know, just before dark, but it's picked up in pace since. Yeah, I was thinking about putting my right hand rod on the left as it was getting dark, and then as it turned dark, they're showing left and right of me rods now, so, and all over out there. So fingers crossed one of them will drop, and we get a bite at some point during the night. But yeah, they're keeping me on the edge of my seat at the moment. There is a lot of showing. That's an understatement. It is mental out there at the moment. So fingers crossed we get one of them. That'd be lovely. Well, good morning all. It was a quiet one last night. Didn't have a single bleep, and there was fish rolling for the first couple of hours all over this end. It was definitely the old autumn all show and no go last night. Yeah, but I was surprised this morning getting up that there wasn't no frost on the ground, because at 1:30 last night it was thick frost, and I mean the unhooking mat and everything on the barra was like a crisp packet. I could feel it through the sleeping bag that it was dropping. But yeah, no frost to wake up to this morning. Obviously cloud cover come over sometime in the night, but yeah, there was nothing showing early hours. Sat up for half hour watching, listening, nothing. So yeah, not sure if they're still out here this morning. Hopefully they are. I've just repositioned all the rods, taken all the back leads off, fish for liners, see where they are. But other than that, got nothing else to go on. Like I say, considering all them shows just after dark, nothing. So yeah, we'll fish through to early afternoon, see if we can get ourselves a bite. But yeah, I was quietly confident that we'd have got one night yesterday evening, to be fair, but you know, it was in my mind, should I recast? And I decided, because they was all over me, I'm only fishing solid bags, but I decided, you know, nice little parcels down on the bottom. Yeah, just to leave them out there. So hasn't worked as yet, but fingers crossed during the day today it starts to warm up. We get some signs of where they are, and hopefully get ourselves a bite. Meanwhile, a cup of tea is definitely needed. My hands are freezing. Yeah, totally out of the blue. And a liner on the middle rod. And then all of a sudden this one gives me a mental drop back. That's a lovely pretty snake. Look at that. He's in the net.
Well in, mate.
Well, there we go. Weren't sure if they were still there, and had a liner on a middle rod, and left hander burst into life with a nice one on there. Yeah, just over £20, £20 4, £20 6, somewhere about there. Nice clean fish. Show the other side. Much lovely linear pattern on the other side. There you go. Lovely colours. Happy days, that'll do nicely. Yeah, fingers crossed. I think now I'll be doing another night. I think after that, there's definitely been a few fish out there, so it's got to be worth doing another night. Right, let's get him back. There we go. What a banger! Going back.
One for the future, eh?
Yeah, without a doubt. What a cracker that is. Go on, get. There we go, guys. There's a couple of solid bags ready for when I get back. Yeah, we're going to get them back out as soon as I get back from. I've got to go home. Yeah, I've had a nightmare yesterday, to be fair. I haven't mentioned it till now, but never bought any of my own landing net poles. I left all apart from 3 tubs of hook baits at home. So I've got none of that. I mean, luckily I've managed to buy a bite. I haven't got my spod rod or my marker rod, all of which I could have done with. So yeah, I'm going home to get them. I'm going to do another night. Yeah, not going to go to Redlands tomorrow. Don't know. I've got it in mind that one of the good ones could come out this weekend. Yeah, you know, and after having that one earlier and seeing another couple head and shoulder shortly after, I mean, it showed every sign, to be honest, that I'd moved the shoal and they were back on the move after I hooked that one. Because I see 2 shows literally 5 minutes after landing that one, and I haven't seen another one since. But I think they're going to be back out here later, so yeah, that's why I've decided I'll give it till lunchtime here tomorrow and then go home. Yeah, so yeah, fingers crossed it'll all be worth it. We get back and I'm going to put one rod over some bait tonight, so yeah, see if that'll change things, see if we can get a bite during the night. Well, guys, I was pleased with how this morning went in the end. Late morning, very late morning, about 11:30 when I had that bite. Yeah, I was very frustrated, to be fair, during the first few hours of darkness last night when them fish were showing out there. Typical autumn all show and no go, to be fair. But yeah, after a couple of liners this morning, the left-hander pulled up tight, dropped back. I see the rod tip bounce, and yeah, there's one on there. Nice 20 pound, I think it's 20 pound 4, 20 pound 6, somewhere about there this morning. Yeah, lovely linear. So yeah, I was happy about that. Just changed things a little bit. Kept 2 on solid bags, but with the amount of showing out there last night, I've decided to put only one rod, but one rod over sort of 10-12 catapults of half baits and pellets, just around a marker float, because just felt like I should have stopped 1 or 2 in their tracks last night. We all know what autumn can be like, you know, it can be frustrating when they're just doing all the showing and nothing's happening. But if I didn't change things for tonight, I'd be questioning it come morning. So I'm going to try that on one rod. I've just found the edge of the pad of the rhizomes, the lily pad rhizome. Just found the edge of them, and I've put a rod right on the edge of the old pads. So yeah, some bait round it. You know, using the marker float so it's accurate. I didn't want bait all over the place this time of year. I wanted to be on the bottom of it all. So yeah, they're all 3 of them are out there now, ready for the night. Fingers crossed we can get another bite or 2. Yeah, it's you know, apart from the 2 I see shortly after having that one this morning show, I haven't seen anything else. So hopefully they're still out here. I'm sure we'll soon know after dark whether they are or not, going by last night. So yeah, fingers crossed they are, and hopefully we'll get one. Yeah, just on the wind line I decided to put that marker float. just on the back of the wind. The wind is very cold going across the other side. So yeah, I've decided to come just on the inside the wind on my side, probably around about 5 wraps out. As you can see, it's right on that breeze line. So yeah, time will tell, time will tell. It's had a good helping of half baits and pellets around it, so fingers crossed. Just wanted to mention something, guys, as well. When you're solid bag fishing, always take note of where the fish are hooked. You know, I like to use a real short hook length in a solid bag, 2.5, 3 inches, 2.5 mainly if I can get away with it. But I do always take notice of where they're hooked. And that one I had earlier, it was hooked. Sorry, I just got put off by one of the shed and shoulders. I haven't seen one for ages, and one just nutted out there. Yeah, I took a notice of where that one was hooked earlier, and it was hooked right on the edge of the bottom lip. Yeah, a really sort of outer edge, you know, it's right here, sort of here on the lip. So I've adjusted the length of the hook length to 4 inches. I generally go 2.5 to 4, but 2.5 if I can get away with it is what I fish. But obviously not always the one in when you're fishing amongst silt and stuff like that. So yeah, fingers crossed. We will get another chance. We will get another chance, if not tonight, tomorrow morning. But yeah, it's definitely worth taking a note of where they're hooked when you're fishing solid bags. That way you can sort of work out if you need to shorten them slightly or lengthen them slightly to get a better hook hold. But the fish was landed at the end of the day, but it's definitely worth taking note. But yeah, that was nice seeing that one show. I hadn't seen one in ages. So yeah, still looking good. Hopefully there's more in it. Well, guys, got to be honest, it's not been nowhere near as lively as yesterday evening. 2 shows. It could have even been the same fish, to be fair. Yeah, 2 shows out in front of my left-hand rod, and I did have a liner on that rod shortly after one of them showed. So yeah, fingers crossed they're still in the area. I'm sure they are. I'm sure they're not a million miles away. Like I say, they're out there now. Kept 2 on just on solid bags, and the right-handers over a little bit of bait just inside the wind line that's hitting the water on this side of the lake. So I don't think we'll do much more than that. Like I say, the left-hand rod's on the button of where I had that one earlier. The right-hand rod ain't a million miles away from that. Sorry, the middle rod ain't a million miles away from that. So yeah, we'll have to wait developments. Meanwhile, the wind is getting up big time, and we're due a little bit of rain, so we'll see. But if it happens during the night, guys, you will be the first ones to know. After me, obviously. Good morning all. We have woken up to a very miserable, wet morning. But it's a bit better than it was last night. It was very windy last night. Yeah. Didn't hear a fish after dark, didn't see one, didn't hear one. Yeah, it was very quiet. 2 bream during the night for me, that's it. Going to be away by lunchtime. Going to watch the water this morning, see if there's any opportunities. As we know, yesterday morning we got some liners. which resulted in a bite on the left hand rod at about 11:30 yesterday. So yeah, we're going to see. I've recast the rods literally just before light. I put one long just to fish for liners, see if they're travelling up and down. Yeah, hopefully we can work from that, try and get ourselves another bite. I'll settle for one more before we go home now. Yeah, otherwise it's very, very quiet. Well guys, I've got to be honest, I was starting to question whether I was still in the right area, but I've just literally had to quickly recast. I've got two rods now out in front, just to the left. Yeah, one come hacking out the water. Yeah, it actually got me off the bed here. I didn't see it, but I heard the splash and looked out, and yeah, sort of give it away, sort of middle of the pond. Just slightly further left than where I had that one yesterday. So I've got two rods in that zone now, probably a couple of rod lengths apart, maybe 3 rod lengths apart, so in the vicinity anyway. Yeah, good sign after nothing all night, no liners, nothing apart from 2 bream. So yeah, hopefully there's still a chance before we go home. And not a chance of catching that tufty with a bit of luck. He's been about a couple of days now on his own, which is a bit strange, but there's carp still out there, so fingers crossed. Well guys, the rain has been relentless today. I've just not long recast the right hand rod, just on a single white pop up across the far margin. Yes, typical. I've got to go in an hour, and I've seen 4 shows now in the last hour and a half. So yeah, it really is last chance saloon now. But yeah, you know, I just feel that if it was going to happen, especially on the left hand rod like it did yesterday, that I would have got some liners on there where they were moving in and out, but I've not had a bleep as yet on them rods. But funny enough, I've had 2 liners since I put that rod across, literally 10-15 minutes ago. So yeah, fingers crossed it'll go off before we go. Right guys, that is the end of the video. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up, smash the subscribe button, and click the notification bell. A lot of people say to me they're always missing my videos. Click the notification bell when you subscribe, that way you'll be notified every time one of my vlogs goes live. Yeah, and by all means follow me, Adam Honeyset on Facebook, Adam Carp Honeyset on Instagram. And one thing's for sure, whether we're at home talking about rigs or out on the bank fishing, we'll be seeing you very soon. Thanks for watching guys, all the very best.